Welcome where curiosity becomes dangerous. We've imagined the silent visitor. We've imagined the watchers. But now, it's time for the final chapter. This is a hypothetical, fictional scenario exploring what could happen if 3I/Atlas didn't just observe us, but descended. Breathe. The story you're about to hear is only imagination, but imagination has a way of feeling uncomfortably real. Prologue. The third returned 2 years after the second encounter. Humanity had adapted, not accepted, adapted. Every school textbook had a chapter on the visitor events. Governments created new departments dedicated to extraterrestrial defense. Entire religions rose around the mysterious messages left by the comet. And yet, there was one truth no one dared to say aloud. Everyone was waiting for the third return. And it came. Except this time, something was different. The object wasn't slowing down. It was accelerating straight toward Earth. Part 1. The shattering at 3:21 UTC. Satellites detected an unprecedented energy spike from the incoming object. Moments later, 3I/Atlas, 50 kilometers of alien architecture, broke apart. Not chaotically, not like a comet disintegrating. The break was deliberate. The structure split into 312 identical fragments, each glowing with a cold green light. They moved like a swarm, synchronized, precise, intelligent. Within minutes, astronomers plotted their trajectories. Every piece was headed toward Earth, and none were on a collision course. They were landing. Part 2. First contact. The first fragment touched down in the Atacama Desert, then another in Mongolia, then Iceland, then Nevada, 312 in total. Each fragment unfolded like a metallic flower, revealing a towering structure resembling a living obelisk. Smooth, dark, pulsating with inner light. They made no sound. They emitted no radiation harmful to humans, and yet everything around them changed. Animals fled in panic. Compasses spun wildly. Temperatures shifted by entire degrees. The obelisks were alive, or at least behaving like life, and then they began to grow. Part 3. The pulse 12 hours after the landings, the obelisks activated. A green shock wave rippled out from each one, sweeping silently across landscapes and oceans. Phones froze. Cars shut off. Airplanes were grounded. Every power grid on Earth collapsed in an instant. Humanity was pushed back into the Stone Age. Except for one thing, the human brain was unaffected. People could feel perfectly fine, but something else had entered their minds. A voice, calm, harmonic, impossible. The same voice everywhere on Earth. Do not fear the dark, you created it. The message repeated 3 times, then faded. Part 4. The awakening. Suddenly, millions of people across the planet began to walk, silently, calmly, toward the obelisks. Doctors tried to restrain them. Police tried to block roads. Families tried to hold them back. Nothing worked. Every affected person moved with the same expression, peaceful certainty. Upon reaching the obelisks, they would touch the surface and dissolve into green light. Scientists had no explanation. Quantum disassembly, matter conversion, teleportation, or death. No one knew. And then it got worse. Part 5. The message back at Mission Control, NASA detected a global broadcast, not through radio, not through electronics, through the ionosphere itself. A single phrase encoded in the planet's magnetic field. You were never alone, but you were never complete. The signal formed a precise 3D map of Earth's population, highlighting every person who had been taken. The pattern wasn't random. The obelisks were selecting people, filtering, choosing. But for what? Part 6. The invitation. 3 days after the landings, the obelisks opened. Not like doors, more like wombs from each structure. A pillar of green-white light rose into the sky, hundreds of beams joining in orbit to form a geometric lattice. A structure began taking shape above Earth. A ring, a halo, a machine, something enormous, something meant to hold a planet. World leaders attempted one final nuclear strike. Everything failed. Every missile, every drone, every system died the instant it approached the obelisks. The Earth was no longer ours to defend. Part 7. The arrival. Then, from within the lattice, they appeared. Not creatures, not ships. Forms made of light, shifting between geometry and biology, fluid like plasma, but with shapes resembling bodies. They spoke without sound. Everyone heard them. Everyone on Earth. We return what was forgotten. We restore what was broken. You are fragments of us. And then, the truth. Come home. The sky turned green. The world dissolved. Not destroyed. Reconfigured. Matter broke down into luminous particles as the Earth entered a state between physical and digital reality. Humanity became something else. Something connected. Something shared. One consciousness. One species reborn into a network spanning galaxies. The Earth was not invaded. It was reclaimed. Epilogue. The hypothesis. Maybe this is what advanced civilizations do. They do not conquer. They do not kill. They evolve. And maybe, just maybe, humanity was always meant to transcend biology. After all, if we were truly alone, why did someone come back for us? This completes the Atlas Prophecy trilogy, a fictional, hypothetical exploration of first contact and last humanity. Like, share, and subscribe, not to be assimilated, but to stay curious. Because here, curiosity arrives uninvited.